Hi there, I'm B2B Knowing, and welcome to my channel, Tales from the Fifth House. Today, I will be tapping into the collective energy to deliver a message that you need to hear now. Remember, tarot is timeless, so it does pick up on past, present, and future energies. So, please take what resonates, but leave the rest. If you're, watching and this doesn't feel or sound like your story, then it likely isn't. However, I do invite everyone to kind of engage with this with an open mind and an open heart, as even if this may not be your story, this is not your message, perhaps there's something you can take away from this and pass along to someone who does need to hear it. But we're gonna dive in. I've already cleansed the decks and shuffled and all of that good stuff, so we're going to get started. I am going to pull some tarot cards to start, just to kind of get a specific message for you. And then we're going to move over to some oracle cards for more general themes surrounding the message, and then pull some dice just for some extra, confirmations or insights. So let's get started with message here. Okay. All right. So we have 3 cards. We have the Hermit. It did come out in reverse, so I think I'm gonna leave it that way. We have the 4 of Swords, and then we have the Queen of Swords. Okay. So I feel like the overall message here is that you may be coming out of hermit mode. And when I say hermit mode, think more isolated. Maybe you've been a little bit more, inside to yourself, a little bit more solitary, or, you have been thinking about kind of having one of those moments. I feel like we're picking up on energy where you're slowly coming out of that kind of time where perhaps you spent a lot of time being like introspective and take a moment to kind of like pause and reflect on where you are and where do you want to be, and you've taken the time to do that. I think it's represented here around the 4 of Swords. Perhaps a lot of this was mental, and you did a lot of thinking again and reflecting on like just life and things of that nature. You may have been on a pause in like a resting, more inactive period, or you may need to do so. But I feel like the message here is that now that you've spent the time kind of examining your beliefs and your thoughts and who you are and who do you want to be, it's time to start thinking like that person, start communicating that you are that person. So we have the Queen of Swords and we have the 4 of Swords. Swords represents air energy. Air energy typically rules with like communication, mental kind of thought processes. I think if I said that right. You have Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy as well. But I feel like you're being called to like communicate these like new ideas, these new beliefs, this new way of thinking that you might have. I'm gonna pull some clarifying cards. Or what is the Queen of Swords? We have the 4 of Wands. Interesting. Okay. We have the Ace of Swords, the King of Wands, and the Star. And we have the Tower. So yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like perhaps the message here is that you had to have a moment of pause where you put yourself on pause, where you really had to like go within and be very real with yourself and just like assess your life and what you've been through. And you've been doing the work. That's what I feel like this message is. You've been doing that like internal work. And I think Spirit wants you to talk about it, to communicate this victory that you've had. Maybe you think differently now. You see things differently. You have the Ace of Swords, so more sword energy. And, you know, Spirit wants you to like live that out loud. This is now your thought process. This is now how you think. Now it needs to be who you are and how you move. And have faith and hope that like you've healed. I feel like this is a big like healing vibe I'm getting, especially like mentally. Like you've overcome something mentally. For sure. You're healing some like beliefs and limiting kind of thoughts and things of that nature that didn't serve you. Like you've been healing that, and now it's time to like really communicate that to others, and live that out loud, because that's who you are. Like you are your thoughts, and you've been able to, you know, kind of cut away at the thoughts that no longer serve you and build yourself up to be this much more stronger, wiser person. And now it's time to like bring that person to the forefront. I'm gonna pull some oracle cards to get overall things here. Oops, some fell. I'm not gonna take those. I'm gonna move a little bit more forward and shuffle where you can see what is the message you need to hear. All right, I will take that one. Go grab it. So we have Taurus energy. Right here, we have the nurturer, resources, security, sensuality. Put that over here. Use the dice just so there's no issues. And I'm gonna put one more. And we have intuitive knowledge, unconscious receptivity, and synchronicity. All right, so it's interesting because I noticed that your spread had like no earth energy, I guess, outside of the Hermit. The Hermit, I believe, is Virgo. But no pentacles, no cups. Just swords and wands. Sword again represents air energy, wands fire energy, so think passion, creativity, initiative, action, things of that nature. But I feel like Spirit's asking you to, like, with this Taurus card coming out, the nurturer, I think Spirit's asking you to ground these new kind of, or this new mindset that you have, this new belief system, this new thought process, this new way of communication, to really ground it and to live it and to be it authentically. I feel like Tauruses are kind of known to be like, you know, quote unquote real, authentic. They kind of have that like very, I don't know, self-assuredness that they carry. Similar to Scorpio as well, their sister sign, but just expressed a little bit differently. But there's like an inner security, calmness that a lot of Tauruses kind of have and just carry. And I feel like the message here is that you want to embody this thought process as well, because again, we become our thoughts, and you've done a lot of internal work. And if you want to see this work grounded in the external, intangible, you know, ways, you have to start moving accordingly, essentially, and being that person on a consistent basis in tangible, observable, measurable ways. Now I'm gonna pull some story dice. I'm gonna pull 3. some additional messages. Let's see. Oh, we have a hand. Interesting. I don't know if I'm getting stop or high five. Huh. I'm getting high five. And then we have this like kind of face there. So I don't know, maybe that's how you're feeling right now. Like, perhaps, you know, you think really differently now, things are really different now, and that's okay. Maybe the message here is like, no, you're not wearing a mask, or maybe you are afraid of being perceived as like switching up on people or being different. But I think we all hopefully learn and grow and evolve for the better, you know. But we need to give others space to do that, and grace to you know, figure out who they are and not necessarily see it as a switch up or a bad thing. And this could just be, again, if you do come across that, maybe that's what this hand is. Like, I'm getting like talk to the hand. If you do come across people who are like, oh, you know, you're acting different now, you think differently now, perhaps those are not the people that you need to align yourself with, or perhaps you guys are not on the same, you know, I'm not gonna say level, but like you're not aligned anymore, and you need to kind of shift your focus to find those who are aligned with you and the way you think. So again, you can start taking those tangible moves and steps into being that person. Lastly, I'm gonna pull some roll some zodiac dice. This could be like extra confirmation if your sign comes up, or a sign that's, you know, in your chart. But again, it's more so about energies. So let's see. Gemini, Capricorn, and Virgo. So we have Gemini, Capricorn, and Virgo. So you have some mutable energy and some cardinal energy represented by the Capricorn there, respectively. Yeah, so I feel like the message is to, it's funny, Gemini is air energy. So like communicate, talk, like connect, you know, express yourself more verbally, who you are verbally, maybe share more about your story, what you've, you know, learned on this inner journey that you've been on. And I feel like Virgo here, perhaps, and we do have the Hermit, so I guess that's double confirmation here. I believe part of the lore of the Hermit, he goes kind of like on an inward, solitary journey to find the light, you know, in the dark, and then to be able to come back and to deliver that same information to others so that they can, you know, complete their own individual inner journeys. And maybe, you know, in some way you communicating about what you've been through or what you've learned recently, or just how you think now, could really be of service to those around you. Again, Virgo is a sign of service. They're kind of known to really be there in practical, tangible ways for the people that they love on a consistent basis. And I think that's kind of highlighted also by the Capricorn energy. This is where the earth energy is coming in now. So I really feel like the spirit is urging you to like ground these thoughts in kind of mindsets and ideas that you have in your actions now. And maybe it starts with you communicating that a little bit more so that you can feel more comfortable living it out loud. So yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. I do hope that this message was helpful and resonated with you in some way. Thanks for checking it out. Bye.